buffing this 50-gallon aquarium using newspaper. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Now, I've shared with you in several videos that I've actually been in the business of creating, or should I say designing and installing aquariums for different clients throughout Jamaica. Whether you're in Hanover, Westmoreland, Portland, wherever you are, yeah, it can be done. Okay, so within the factory, when they do make aquariums, they use what you call a buffer, so as to buff out the little smudges that might exist within the aquarium as a result of you have to lift it up and down. Now, for some companies, the manufacturers, the persons that are actually putting the glass together, would use gloves, and these gloves prevent smudges, right? There are several issues with gloves being used within the building aquarium. I will save that for another discussion. But for now, the emphasis of today's video is actually using newspapers to actually buff out that little screen. Okay, so this is an aquarium that I built, and I shared in one of my past videos that you have different stages in aquarium building. This is like reaching down to the last stage, right guys? Yeah, where you have to be doing the cleaning up, and to me this is like the hardest or the most difficult stage. This is one of the reasons why I'm not the one first in line to say that I build aquariums anymore. I prefer to just raise the fish and sell them and do other stuff in aquarium, other than building. It pays money, right? Yeah, you can earn from it good monies, but it is a lot of work. Alright, so these are smudges of, like, when you put in the glass together, you have one little silicone. Now, as you can see, there are little squeaks, although I'm using a razor blade to get out the silicone that is on the glass. You're gonna have circumstances where in which the glass is still having some squeak of silicone on it. Alright, the camera might be moving. That's because I'm actually rubbing. I know when you rub something with your hand, whether it be left hand or right hand, you know that it actually shakes your whole body. Alright, cool. Now there's about 10 centimeters glass protruding at the well, I would put this at the back of the aquarium built. If I had seen this on the initial onset, like when I purchased it, because the glass are so heavy, I saw it when everything was actually placed on, right? I would have actually center the aquarium built, and so therefore you would have less, probably about 5 centimeters on one side and 5 centimeters on one side. But anyway, that's it. Having silicone on your glass can look untidy, but cleaning too much silicone off your glass, especially the edges, the sides where it joins, and that can be risky, because the silicone that lies flat at the corners, it helps to prevent possible leakage in the future, right? So I try to keep it about ½ inch, the minimum, 1 inch the maximum, depending on the side of the aquarium. That's the the little space between where the aquarium glass is actually fit together. Now you see this right here, all of this right here, hard water, evidence of hard water, right? It was filled to test for leakage, and during the 4 days in which water was in it, because I had to actually allow the water to stay in the aquarium for a few days, because leakage is not just a little spew of water. It can be some simple little drops which drop like probably once every minute or whatever. So I had to allow the water to sit in it, measure the height of the water in the aquarium over the days, and then now I would check to see whether or not there are any wet spots beneath. As you can see, this is foam, right? The foam, it doesn't have any color, so therefore it can be difficult for you to actually identify water beneath. So what I have to do is to actually rub my hand against the substrate outside in the four corners of the aquarium on a daily basis to check to see whether or not any leakage exists. Now I have to actually be rubbing the glass with the razor blade, hoping to get any excess silicone that might exist on the glass. Now this creates some amount of squeaks, some amount of lineage, as you can see here, different lineage, right? I'm going to be using the newspaper to get out that, and I hope that you understand what I'm doing. Okay, first thing first, newspaper is in some water, right? You need 2 pieces of newspaper, wet newspaper and dry newspaper. Now for me, wet newspaper was, and sometimes it works out good if you like soak the newspaper in soap water, right? So you soak the newspaper in soap water and you rub it with the water in it, right? As you can see, you see the squeaks, right? Probably you can see it from this angle, but there are some, I'm gonna see if I can get a better angle. So there are some smudges on the glass, right? There are some smudges on the glass. I'm trying to get them off. They are not moving, and glass is a very funny thing. You might be rubbing on one side and the line is on the other. So the newspaper is used to rub off everything, the white spots, which is, you know, origin as a result of hard water, and the squeak, or should I say the little lines, stuff like this, as a result of silicone. Alright, so all of this is scraped off, and periodically what I would do is to wet the newspaper in the water, so I wouldn't really dry out the entire aquarium when I'm releasing the water that I use to test it. Alright, so as to ensure that I don't make any mistake scrubbing outside when it is inside having the large, you know, little blotches. I do scrub inside and outside, and periodically I would have to stop a bit and use the razor blade. Alright. Some people have some chemicals in which they actually use, but I do not like to use chemical, because you see, silicones actually acts like a sponge, wherein it kind of holds whatever you put in it. So for months, whatever chemical you use and clean it will actually stay in it. Some of the time I might end up use soap, right? But I do not like to do that, right? So the lines are being, see line, right, being rubbed with the newspaper, wet newspaper that is, right? And these lines originate as a result of you actually moving the aquarium during the building process and causing silicone to actually go against the glass. So there are the smudges. I'm going to have to scrape those. Now, after wiping the glass with the wet newspaper, right, you wipe the glass with wet newspaper, right, the water on the newspaper will actually highlight the areas that need special attention, and probably you might not be able to see, but holding the light at a particular angle, I can actually see the areas where in which there are some long streaks. Some are caused by silicone, some are just caused by poor handling of the glass during my the fitting up process. So what I've done, since I've actually wet the glass with the wet newspaper, is to crush up some old newspaper, right? And this is where some of the hardware comes in, the muscles. I have to take the newspaper, the dry newspaper, and rub against the glass, rub against the areas especially that are seemingly filled with, what I call it now, smudges and, you know, that silicone, fine silicone marking after the scraping. And this will like continue for about the next 10-15 minutes. Yeah man, it's long. Rub it down. Right. And doing this 10 to 15 minutes, one glass, you know. So just doing the entire aquarium, 5 sides, inside, 5 sides, outside. That's roughly nearly 2 hours. Alright. Yeah, this is one part of the aquarium building thing that I am not too happy about, but it has to be done because I'm being paid for it, right guys? As I said, shared with you before, it is what it is. Right? So you would actually rub. Now if I had a buffer machine, I would just turn it on and, you know, it would actually looks totally different. You will have the, and I do not like to use the, I call it now, the buffing lotion, but as I shared with you before, this do have a residual effect on the silicone, because silicone is like sponge, which actually holds the chemical for some amount of time, and this might impact the health of the fish. So I'm practically done with one outside. Now I'm going to be doing inside. So yeah, this is how I actually buffer aquarium glass using newspaper. Thank you very much for stopping by, guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.